Hey everyone, Vortexers, YouTubers, home mechanics. Yep, my name is Johnny. This is my Mark IV R32 with a 3.2 liter V6 turboed with the HPA kit. I'm on the forums known as For Shizzy. I had a lot of people complain or give me a hard time not shooting videos of my build. So sorry, been busy with other things, work, kids, family, house, other projects. I have a 73 Charger that I'm doing a resto mod. So behind me I got a modern engine. I'm going to put in a 73 Charger, but yeah, just been busy doing other things. So anyways, the reason why I'm doing this video is I have a broken shifter unit, that's what they call it, and show you how I'm gonna try to fix it. Never been done before. I've searched online in the forums and no one seems to attempt it or try to fix it or even had that issue, but might as well just start a video about it. So let's get it done. So here's the patient. I've taken stuff apart already. I'm sure you experienced guys know how to take it out. Take out your battery tray, air cleaner. In my case, I still have the stock box with the bigger Audi NAF on it. Here is the turbo, HPA turbo. It has the 470 tune. Let's see what else. Yeah, with the DRP tranny in it. Let me get a light. So there is the broken part on it. Some of you that have taken it apart and dealt with short shifters, you guys know what it looks like. But for some, this is what it's supposed to look like, with a nice clean screw bolt coming out of it. This is my stock tranny, the GQV. They've taken out and replaced it with the DRP. So I was trying to hit up a guy on forum that sells a DRP, but never got back to me about buying a replacement shifter unit. So right now I'm just going to try to fix it. So I'll show you what actually happened. Here's the bolt. So when I bought this transmission off the forum, it was fully rebuilt. It had reinforcement goodies on it. Support for the 56, I think by Dark Side in the UK. It had some other stuff to it too, the shift forks, steel shift forks. But anyways, yeah, bought it. It was fully rebuilt. It hasn't been installed, supposedly, but I took the guy's word for it. But anyways, when I did receive it, I did notice that this bolt here, when it was there, it was welded. It was a crappy weld, so it did break off at one point. They tried to fix it and welded it. Figured, you know what, it's welded, so it worked for a little bit, but obviously, I don't know if you can see it, but the weld was not hot enough. It didn't penetrate through the metal, so eventually it sheared off after a couple times, taking the short shifter off and on a few times, so it unfortunately broke off. There's a guy on the forums that sell the DRP in the UK to ship it out to you. I emailed him, or DM'd him a request to see if he had a spare shift unit, but he hasn't got back to me, so at this point I'm gonna try to fix it myself. So the only way to fix it is, what I gotta do is, let me see if I can get the light there. So if you guys can see it, I'm gonna have to clean that up. I'm gonna have to grind that down flat. So now the issue is, how do you drill? So I'm gonna drill down and then tap it, and then put a set screw in there, and then I can thread it in and have a bolt to tighten and hold the short shifter. So that's the idea. But the question is, how do you keep the drill straight and you have a straight hole down that shaft? Because the last thing you want to do is be crooked, off-centered. I think that's going to make your life even worse, or my life even worse. So what I have concocted is a tool. I 3D printed this, taking the measurements off of that, and of the actual short shifter, or shift unit. Took the measurements there, but what you want to do is make sure you lock that in so this doesn't move. So there's a little pin here. See the finger, you just push that in. You have to jiggle this up and down so that when it actually goes in, it's kind of locked. So I took my measurements. I'm a CAD guy, industrial designer, so built this thing. So it's more of a guide. So here, what you can do is, it's a pretty tight tolerance, so I have to kind of twist it on all the way down. So now it's all the way down. I bought some just M8 screws, and I have a special drill bit that is for to make the threads. So let's see. Sorry, yeah, my workspace is pretty messy. I haven't had time to clean it, but here, this is the drill bit. So now that drill bit just slides in that bolt hole. So the idea is that I just want a nice, clean, straight shot to the shift unit, so it's hopefully centered. That's the idea. What I need to do is I need to get a different drill, the standard drill, so I can actually plunge straight through. This is not gonna work. So I gotta find the right drill. But yep, let me get back to that. Okay, so what I did was I took a grinder and ground off all the broken stuff, all the rough edges. So now it's somewhat flat. So now I have a nice clean surface to drill into. So let's see how that goes with my fancy tool. So again, here is my fancy tool. Really, I know this is not really a DIY unless you're a CAD guy and have access to a 3D printer, but let's see here. Here we go, much better. So again, make sure that thing's locked, and you can just slide this. For me, I did very tight tolerance, so I'm just gonna screw it down so now it's at the bottom, and now I should be able to drill. So let me get the drill and drill bit, and go from there. So, quick sanity check. Unfortunately, I couldn't film while drilling. I have to have one hand holding this hose back while the other hand is drilling down, because this obviously is right above the shifter, so it's kind of hard to film. But anyways, I just wanted to, it was drilling pretty good. It was pretty easy. The drill bit was pretty sharp, so just wanted to do a sanity check and make sure that it's centered. So it's pretty centered. So it looks pretty good. So ideally I want to go, here's my set screw. I wanted to get about like almost halfway at least. So it's in there, and I can screw that in and then have a bolt on top. So what I'm going to do is just clean this up a little bit and keep drilling till I get about halfway. So I'm getting there. I'm probably like a quarter of it. So let's keep going. All right, so I had to take it on and off a couple times just to double check things and see how deep I am going. So right now I'm gonna check and measure how deep I'm actually have gone. So I've gone down about 13.25 millimeters. So if you look at that and my set screw, so I'm about halfway. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so that's about halfway of my set screw. So that should give me plenty of thread to hold in there and enough to bolt it down. So now what I need to do is thread it. So let's see if I can get my thread tool. Again, this is a M8 1.25 thread here, and terrible filmer. There you go. That's what I'm using. It's basically the same thread size as the original, so I can use the original bolt. All right, so let me go do some threading, and we'll go from there. Oh, keep in mind this is a flat or a flat bottom type of threader, because they have the other type. It's a pointy, so it basically it goes through metal. So here I'm actually not going through, so I need a flat one so it threads all the way down. So make sure you get that. Okay, let me do that and I'll come back. Okay, so what I did was I tapped it. It's a little difficult to get it straight and started, but eventually I got it going. Actually, what I did was go back here, back out. I took out the bolts out of this, my tool, and what I did was I ran the threader, my tap. Let's see, okay, ran my tap through. Had to tap out the plastic, but eventually went through. So I did this first, just to guide this tap in so it's straight.
So that kind of helped me just to make sure that, you know, I'm straight and aligned. Obviously right now it's already tapped it, but just want to show you what I did first. So that kind of helped, you know, guide me straight into that hole. So I'll take this off. So I went threaded down for a few rotations just to get this thread started, and then I took that tool out and just started threading it. So right now I got it pretty much clean. So I went down, I think it bottomed out, but it's pretty much where I had it marked. But if you look deep inside, the thread doesn't go all the way down to the hole. I don't know if you can see that, but so there is a little bit of area that didn't get threaded, because obviously the tab is a little tapered at the end, so it's okay. So let me clean that up a little bit. Sorry. Get all that junk out. And let's take my set screw and let's see if it gets in. Look at that. Oop. Need a tool. Oh yeah, look at that, first try. Let me get the socket. So that is it. Look at that. Sorry for the crappy lighting. So here we go. I have a new bolt. A little longer. Probably could have gone a shorter one, but it's all right. Deal with it. And here is that. Oh. My garage is on automatic shutdown. So I'm gonna put my short shifter back on. Bam. Bam. I'll tighten it up. What I'll probably do is put some Loctite for the set screw. Make sure it's in there. It doesn't back out when I'm taking this thing on and off in the future. So yeah, well, that's what I'll do. But that is it. Fixed.